does not require much strength to do things, but it requires a great deal of strength in deciding what to do. Hello and welcome, I am Nikhil and this is the first episode of Career Switch series by Contangrow. Career Switch is a series wherein we talk to people, those who have made a career switch in their lives, and provide the much needed perspective to those students who wish to do the same. We talk about their lives, their struggles and the advice they would like to give the fellow students. Today we have the founders of Blank Delhi Productions, Tanvi and Sobhita with us. Thank you for coming. So I would first start by asking you about the concept of Blank Delhi, since it's a very innovative concept. So would you like to tell the viewers about the concept of Blank Delhi?
So the concept of Blank Delhi Productions is pretty simple. So we are a production house of dance musicals, events, that is like cultural events. The whole idea of coming out with Blank Delhi Productions was first of all to promote performing arts, and secondly because that's what we feel that somehow Delhi should be much more high in terms of performing art. It needs to be much more live and active. And secondly, Sobhita and I have cumulatively decided that with each of our production, with each of our project that we would be taking up, we would be associating with an NGO as well. Like, why an NGO? Because we want to go out working with some social cause also. It's like, definitely we are here to make money, but with each project we want to do something good also. In order to feel, in order to fill up that blank heart of the city with cause and culture, both at the same point of time.
So how did this idea of combining both your cultural likingness for a thing and doing a social experiment at the same time, if I may call it, come about? I mean, how did the idea of Blank Delhi come about in the first place? Because it's a very innovative project. We don't usually see something of that kind.
Yeah. So when we started thinking about doing Blank Delhi Productions, it was more like she's been into dramatics and I have done dance in my throughout my college life. So she's done dancing in her school and I did not dance at all during my school time. So we were just one day randomly talking about how Delhi is not so connected with performing arts, like unlike Mumbai, if you take that for an example. So we guys thought we should come up with something which is something that we are so passionate about. She has done dramatics throughout her college life and I have done dance. So we were missing that thing. Like post college, we guys were busy into our, we were busy making careers in different fields. She was doing advertisement and I was doing a post graduation in history. So from there we thought, there's something that we were missing in the sense that there was something before, getting into these careers that we were too happy about. There was a void in our life and we wanted to fill that back. Coming up with the culture, the social cause, which was that we've always wanted to do something, in terms of giving back to the city or to the country in a way that, we have received a lot. Like, we are happy, we are really grateful that, we are living, we have a good life. Our parents have provided us with a lot of facilities, but there are kids out there who lack all those things. So it was just like that we want to do both the things at the same time. So it was a good idea of connecting musicals with a social cause. So that's how we came up with the idea of Blank Delhi.
How easy or difficult was this career switch in an environment which is dealing with racing and careers and placements and MBA and whatnot? How easy or difficult was it?
I think today's generation is all about making quick money and about the rat race. So till the time I had no idea about CBS. In my 12th standard, trust me, I had no idea about CBS. Okay, so one day I just randomly gave the exam. I qualified the exam, and then I was there in that college, like the CBS. And then I just realized maybe this is not really the thing that I wanted to do. And I have been very experimental with things that I do in my life. I took commerce in my 11th standard. And I later on realized I did not really want to take it up. but I still continued with it in 12th. I had the chance to, go and take a different subject in my college, once I was entering college. So I got through Hindu, I was getting English honors, I was getting all the, history honors and all of those, but I qualified for English honors for Hindu. But then, since it was CBS and everybody, whosoever knew about CBS, they pushed me into it, you're getting CBS, go blind now, just take it, take it. So just for the very fact that, okay, everybody was so happy I have qualified for CBS, I just took it. And then just after 1 year, I just realized, okay, I wasn't scoring well, I wasn't really happy with the kind of subjects I was studying. Accounts and math, trust me, I'm too bad with numbers, and I just realized, okay, this is not what I want to do.
So my case was, I think I have always been, I won't really call myself experimental, but rather I have always been too enthusiastic about the things. Like whatever I'm studying, I need to do the practical of that in order to understand what we are doing. So back in school, I was an all-rounder, and to be honest, I had no idea about what CBS was. And I think once I was giving my boards, I heard like a couple of my friends talking about like how they would be working towards the CBS coaching and everything. And I was like, okay, everyone is joining, let's just join it. So I joined it and I cleared it. And after getting in there, yes, there was a different feel to it because honestly, from my family, I'm the only one who has commerce, and I was the only one to get into a Delhi university because all of them are like into engineering and they just go abroad. That's how it is. And my whole idea of college was a North Campus college. The minute I entered in there, okay, I realized that yes, I was into one of the best colleges. And I'm still really thankful because the kind of studies and the kind of experience that I've had over there, many of the North Campus colleges, they do not really give you that. Because if you are getting in there, there is a proper routine of everything. And yes, there is so much competition around you that you just have to go about proving yourself every time. Right, or maybe you just have to go about proving or setting a bar for everything, which in a way is good also and bad as well. So in my second year, I started off with a venture of mine. I did not sit for my placements because I wanted to continue with my venture, and my efforts did not really go futile because just I was like out of my college, my venture was almost there in one of the top 100 ventures to look out for in Delhi. So that's there. So besides that, after that I was still doing this particular venture of mine after my after my CBS was over. And I thought that okay, let's just go about working on it. The work was doing really well, we were getting good business, everything was there. But there was a break point because I think CBS, despite being in a business college, I was completely into dramatics 24/7. I was just an active part into that street play society. And once I was done with college, there was no dramatics in my life, and this was like the first time in my life when there was no curricular activity happening at all. And all I would do was like just wake up, work on the laptop, go back to sleep, and good money coming in, enjoying over the weekends. But still, there was that void, that madness was still there. So I thought that okay, let's just bring an end to all of this here. So I felt like dropping out at that point of time from my work. So I did put an end to it, and then I joined advertising and public relations because my majors was into marketing, and I really enjoyed marketing. So after getting into advertising, public relations, one fine day, I'm doing my course, and then I bumped into Sobhita in one of the common friends' birthday parties. During the college days, we would not even be talking, and because we were apparently from the rival society. So we were not even, you are I love this. So it's like verb and this. And we are just randomly talking, and then in that whole table in one corner, I'm sitting in front of her and like, why not let's just start something, some musical or something or the other. I take care of the acting, you take care of the choreography. There was some calling, and we knew it, that okay, this is something that we want to do. This is something where we would want to see ourselves 5 years, 10 years down the line. Even if our parents scold us, rebuke us, or throw us out of the house, we are willing to take responsibilities of our own life.
So that tipping point, that snapping factor, that factor which made you take a decision that perhaps even you didn't think of taking a few years back. Now, in retrospect, what if it didn't work out? What if your decisions didn't turn out well? Because there is a fear of, there is a sense of wanting of acceptance of the society. You want to be accepted, you want to be valid, you get validation from, you want the validation of the society in such matters. You want safe job, you want a safe bet, as you put it. So, what if it didn't work out? Did you have a backup at that point of time, or did you think, what is my answer going to be to my parents?
Okay, so this actually happened. So just after our musical, we were already packed with 3 shows, and we knew that okay, now everything is going to be all right. We are going to be all out, and we are done with our musical. And just within 2 weeks, all 3 of the shows got cancelled. All 3 of them, and they were worth some good lakhs of money. Some good lakhs, definitely. And all 3 of them just went for a toss. And in a way, we were out of business for 2 months. We had nothing else to look forward to. And we were like, okay, now we finally taken the decision. This is what the reality check is all about. And that's when we realized that it's not the external factor that the show is going to come, show is not going to come. Anything can happen. We cannot rely on the external factor. But the sudden switch is our decision, it's our own responsibility, and we need to we need to work it out. We need to make it work. And if the show is not coming, create a show. If the event is not happening, create an event. So it's like be a creator instead of just being at the mercy of someone. So that's when we got into the work of actual creation.
And one more thing which an Indian middle class family faces are a lot of struggles and a lot of stereotypes regarding the change of careers. It's not easy. So we will quickly take us through one by one the struggles that you faced or the struggles that people face, and what is that one factor they should remember at that point of time.
So, talking about myself, I would say both my parents are into government jobs. Okay, so they know that every month there is a fixed salary that's coming in, and that's sufficient for for the 4 of us. Like my family has 4 people, so we are happy with the kind of money that's flowing in. But that's exactly what the parents want for us. They would want a fixed amount of money coming in every month for me, not for them, but for me. And they wanted the same thing, the same cycle happening for me, that there's a stable life, I'm able to at least take care of my own expenses, and if I'm qualified enough, I'm a postgraduate, I should get a good job, get into a government job, because that's how I think, that's the mentality of every parent who's into a government job. My mother is, from the educational background. She's a principal in a government school. Hers is a educational officer in, with the government.
Even my mom is a government student.
That's what. So, I think with parents who are on the educational side, they're more into this thing. They have teachers to talk to. There are other principals who are gonna ask, "Aapka bachcha kya kar raha hai? Mera bachcha ye kar raha hai." So this thing, I think, it's a very, it's a sad thing how parents are putting. We're not badges to be worn, like, okay, my child is an engineer, my child is a doctor. I think your parents should be really happy about the fact that my child is doing what they want to do. She's a dancer. I want my mother to be very happy when she says that my daughter is a dancer and she's taken dance as a career. So luckily my father is still a little receptive about all these things. So he told me, like, you have time, I'm giving you 2 years, do whatever you want to. Yeah, so I had that partial thing happening. Like, my mother was totally anti-this career, my father was totally like, okay, do whatever you want to for 2 years. So there was a time bound, you have to, prove yourself within those 2 years. So somehow things for me were happy and sad both. I was
Okay, so I still remember the day. I think we did our first musical, and I had just come back. So after the musical, my parents were all happy and all happy tears there, and I ran back to home. And my parents did, over the dinner table, they start asking me, "Sobhita, cat kab de doge?" Cat kab de doge? I'm like, "Acha, I think you've just seen that what I'm doing and where my heart is." So that was the point when I realized that instead of fooling around and actually trying to create a shell for them also, or trying to create an imaginary bubble that okay, I will try to keep you also happy. I will try to keep myself also happy. You can't. That is the point when you have to just take your stand. Okay, you are wrong. Your parents are going to rebuke you. That's perfectly fine. But after a year or so, when you are excelling in your work of your art, that's the best thing that they're actually going to feel about it. That okay, at least you're true to your work. And I think a person creates his or her own value. No industry comes without money. Let me assure you of that.
So, talking about struggles that people face, it is often considered that mobility is a venture for the rich. Only those who can afford to make a career switch or those who can afford to be charitable towards the society can do it. If a person from a lower middle class family wants to make a career switch today, where the stakes are very high and the odds are not in his favor, but still wants to make it, he has the passion, like you said, he has the desire, he can take the onus. What is that one piece of advice you'd like to give?
I think determination alone, can take you places. There are a lot of people who are, say, from slums, urban slums, or lower middle class, and we have seen a lot of examples. There are a lot of people who come to the reality shows. Sir. There's a reason why people call him sir. If you see him now, nobody's gonna say, okay, he has come from such a background where he had no money. There was a time when he had no money. And still he was teaching a lot of kids. He started teaching, he started getting his livelihood from there. And now look at him, look at the students that he has taught, he taught. All of them are doing brilliant in their careers. I think it's just the determination and the passion that drives you to such an extent, such a place where all you want to do is you just want to take your passion forward.
About the
Intensity, the determination, the intensity, and there's this drive, there's this one thing that pulls you towards that passion. And I think that's determination. If you're not you're not determined about this thing, I want to do this and I want to just do it no matter what. I just want to do it. If you keep that thing in your head, you'll definitely succeed. 1 year, 2 years, it might take maybe say a decade to reach that place, but you would definitely reach there. You just have to be crazy and mad for your passion.
Talking of passion and career switch, there is a thing about decisions, and that is that at the end of the day they are yours, no matter what decisions you do. So for example, you could have initially also pursued dance or dramatics or theatre right from 12th also, but you had to go through for CBS and then Indian Institute of Mass Communication and then do a lot of stuff. So do you think all this correct and all this happened for a reason, and has this benefited you, or do you regret these decisions and you think that you should have done it initially?
I rather feel blessed because being a part of such institutes wherein I could actually enhance my business acumen and I could really work accordingly with regard to the marketing skills, with regard to commerce and business development in this particular sector. Because why would we think working for almost a year into that, we realized that this sector in particular is not really well marketed. And why so? Because most of the dancers, choreographers at a very early age, they are just taught okay, you start off with your training and that's all. Whereas instead of building up a whole community, instead of building up an artist as a business person is also very much needed. Because if you're not really going to generate money, how are you going to promote the industry? So I in a way feel blessed that I have all the required necessary skills to become a dancepreneur and not just an artist or a dancer. So I really consider ourselves as dancepreneurs because we are creating opportunities, we are creating more work and services for others as well. And yes, definitely everything happens for a reason, and this definitely happened for a reason. For me to go to CBS, for me to go to Indian Institute of Mass Comm and get the best of both worlds.
One last question to you, Sobhita, and that is that if you have to just say one line, describe in one line, give a tip to a person who has watched this interview and thinks of becoming a dancer in the future, just one line.
I would just say that you dance because you want to, and there's nothing in this world that can fill in that void if you don't do what you want to. So go ahead with your dreams, take that leap of, take that just huge leap in your life. Just jump into that thing. Maybe, either it's like an ocean. Either you'll drown or you're gonna swim. That's the latest dialogue that I've seen in some movie that I don't know what movie I saw. Yeah, I think that's the movie. But it's a very good dialogue. I think it's something that we should all follow. Life is all about this. You have to take your chances. Otherwise, you're just gonna end up regretting. You can be anything that you want to be. If you make yourself believe that you can be this, you will definitely be that. So I think just go ahead, dream big, and you will become what you have dreamt of.
It's very important.